Hello and welcome to Capacity TV. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Juan Carlos Bernal, CEO of the wholesale business for Telefónica Business Solutions. Hello, Juan Carlos.
Hello, James. How are you?
Good, thank you. What have you discovered about the wholesale market during your first 100 days as CEO of Telefónica Business Solutions wholesale division?
Well, these 100 days have been very exciting, for me, because I have discovered this business and this industry, has a lot of dynamic. I came from the last years, I have been in the B2B side, and I have been impressed by the dynamic of this on this sector. There is a very fluent relationship with the customers. The deals are closed very quickly, and this industry is making a positive creative disruption, evolving the traditional services to the new digital services and the new source of revenues. And the second thing that has been important for me has been the level of collaboration that is between the different actors. We are carriers. Most of us are carriers. We are competitors, but at the same time we are partners, we are collaborating, and there is a very fluent relationship, very fluent dialogue between all of us.
What do you consider to be the biggest challenges to the industry, and how are you at Telefónica dealing with them?
Well, the main challenge, is to manage the transition from the traditional services and the traditional source of revenues to the new digital ones. I think most of the wholesale carriers are affording a very, very hard transformation from the traditional source of revenues, for instance, the voice of the roaming, where we have big amounts of revenues, and most of the carriers are affording a transformation of these revenues, applying efficiency measures. In our case, for instance, we have invested in digital and in IP and in NNG. We are applying, new IT systems to manage the voice business. Also, I think that everybody, is looking for new source of revenues. In our case, in Telefónica, we are being very focused on the new data services like A2P, like data, like VPNs, like satellite connections. I would say what we call the core services, the core that are generating our main source of growth today. And I think that the third important thing is to bet in new very, very transformational source of revenues, like the digital platforms. I think that this industry, the wholesale industry, has to evolve to a more platform-oriented company where we are able to offer also to our partners and to our customers, platforms that probably were designed, for our markets, but we can share, with others. I think that this is basically the challenges that we are affording, in the industry.
What are the main opportunities for wholesalers today, and what are you doing to capture them?
Main opportunities is connect with the digital revolution. The world now is global, and we are global companies. We have a big responsibility and also a big opportunity to connect what are the the services in a global way. The way that Telefónica is affording that is based in, I think, three pillars. The first one is to exploit the assets. This is still an industry that is investing in assets. In that sense, we have, putting in value, of all of our assets, not only the international assets. We have, near 200 POPs internationally, but also the national, our domestic capabilities. We have more than 1,000 of POPs, in all of our countries. We're putting in value also more than 20 data centers we have in the different countries. Also, satellite teleports. We have invested in a new state-of-the-art network operation center. Then I think that the first thing to afford that is to invest in assets. Second one is the know-how. From my perspective, to afford this opportunity, we need to give value to the investment in know-how that we are doing. Telefónica is investing more than 6 billion euros in R&D every year. Of course, most of this investment is focused on the final customers, in the end customers, but we think that there is an opportunity also to put in value these platforms, these digital platforms we have developing, also to share with our partners. And finally, I think that the third pillar is the collaboration in this new digital area, in this global view of the business. Then we need to reinforce the collaboration with other partners and also be very connected with the final customers to understand, I mean, the behaviors and the change in the behaviors that are producing those in those days.
Okay, so what are your top 3 priorities for the next 12 months?
Well, I think top priorities are, I mean, revenue growth. I mean, that's not new, and this is very challenging because we have to transform, I mean, the traditional, the legacy services, and to be very, very aggressive on the new services and the new source of growth. We need to provide as much efficiency as possible in the legacy services, and also promote growth for the data services and for the digital services. I think this is the first one. Second one is to put the customers and the other carriers and at the center of everything that we are doing. And when I talk about customers, I'm talking about the carriers, but I'm talking about also the OTTs, and I'm talking about new customers. I mean, because we are seeing that new customers are still going to appear. I mean, in the segment, for instance, another type of OTTs, aggregators. I mean, this kind of different company developers that are developing applications that have a good interest in the international services. And my third priority is the team. Is related to the team. I mean, is create and reinforce an organization focused on this transformation, because we are affording a very big transformation, and we need to have the right people, the right engagement, and the right team and collaboration between all of our people that is working in this.
So what do you predict that will be the most significant developments or trends for the wholesale division during the next 5 years?
Well, I think that probably, I mean, everybody has a common understanding on the consolidated new trends. I mean, that are basically, I'm talking about cloud or IoT or security or big data. I think that these are the trends that are here to stay, and this is the trends that we have to follow and to develop business around that. There is another trend that, from my perspective, is even more challenging for our industry, which is the SDN, the softwareization of the services. I think that is going to transform everything that we are doing, because it's affecting the core of our services. I mean, when we talk about digital services, we are talking about new services. When we talk about SDN, we are talking about the transformation of the core of our services. And I think that this is going to change the industry. I mean, the whole industry, because is going to produce a radical simplification of all of our processes, and also is going to modify in a very, very strong way the speed that we have to launch new services. Because most of the services will be based on software, then we have a tremendous opportunity to launch at a very quick way new services. Then I think that this is probably one of the trends that we have to follow, I mean, with more interest. If I can add some another that are not technological, probably geographical, I think that we have to be very focused on following the Asian operators evolution, and also the potential European consolidation of operators.
From your previous roles, what do you think will be the most important experiences that you can draw on in your new role as CEO?
I have run different positions, I mean, in B2B and also in strategy and business development, and I think that most of the things I have learned, I mean, can be applied to the wholesale. But I think that probably the most relevant things, I mean, from my view, is the people. I mean, people, to develop the teams, to develop the people, to have the proper know-how in our company. Second one, I think that is customers. I mean, customers have to be, I mean, the middle, or have to be in the middle of everything that we are doing. And finally, we have to look the trends. We have to look the industry movements. We have to look the behaviors of the different customers, even behavior of customers not related apparently with the telco industry. And I think that this is something that is crucial. I mean, because this is something that is going to give us the opportunity to be advanced, I mean, and to make decisions before the transformation occurs. And I think that we have to invest on that. I mean, we have to dedicate people to do this view, to long-term view on the things and trends that are moving. I think basically this is the three pillars for me. People, customer, and look for the future.
Brilliant. Juan Carlos, thank you for joining us today on Capacity TV.
Okay, thank you, James.